of today's streams. We do 2 streams a day here at Radio Misfits. We do the first one, High Noon with me. That's High Noon with Pugs Moran. That's topics, current events, headlines, trends, whatever it is that's happening in the world. I bring it to you at noon every day, Monday through Friday. Current events-driven talk show. Just, not divisive, not sometimes divisive, but I determine when it's divisive. It's current events. It's designed to bring you up to speed on everything that you need to know. And, about the day ahead of you, about the day that you're in the middle of. But this one, then we come back, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Monday through Thursday. It's myself and it's James Parker, and we call it Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits podcast platform.
Hello. Nice crowd. Oh, what a beautiful crowd today. How you doing, Pugs?
Solid crowd. Nobody's saying hi to us in the chat room yet, though. Why can't?
Are we live today, actually? Or did you actually turn it on? Okay, we're on.
Stream. There we go. Jeff's here. All right, Jeff is first in. How are you, James Parker? What's new? What's happening?
Today is so good. It's one of those days where the wife gets home from work and she goes, "How are the kids? What'd the kids do today?" And out of 4 kids, I was like, "Nothing. Like, they were actually pretty good." I don't have anything to gripe about. That's awesome. That's kind of rare.
All right. Very good. Hey, are we supposed to do something this weekend? Did you say you were coming to town on Friday or something? Was there?
Ugh. No, I came to town last Saturday.
No, I know, but weren't you talking about like coming to town again?
Oh yeah, I kind of was.
Yeah, and I thought you said, "What are you doing Friday?" I said, "I'm not doing anything. I had my kid." I think you said you were going to be with one of your kids, and you said we should do something.
So the tentative plan, and this still might happen, is Electric Starship, and it is in Northeast Fort Worth. Yeah. It's right as when you get out of Hearst. Right. It's right there. But that's the place with the arcade where it has all the old games, like it's not like revamped versions of arcade games with the old programs in them. No, it's like the actual original arcade games.
Yeah.
So it's a ton of these, and it has ones you even forgot about. And it's $10 to play all day. And so I think I'm taking my kids.
Well, that sounds fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Except that I just learned that my White Sox are in town this weekend. So Friday night is Dylan Cease night out at the Globe Life Ballpark. So me and the boy Mace, we're going to go get some tickets. We're going to go watch a little baseball on Friday night.
What time is that game?
7:05 p.m.
You want to do both?
No.
Yeah, that's a long day, isn't it?
That's a lot of driving. First of all,
it's on the way home. It's on the way home from Electric Starship.
No, it's not. Well, no. We take this very seriously. So we're probably we may go a couple of times. So I think we may go again on Sunday afternoon. But we're definitely going to go on Friday to see Dylan Cease. That's who I grew my mustache for. I'm doing my mustache in protest of Dylan Cease not being the American League starter in the All-Star game.
I don't know who Dylan Cease is. Does that make me an idiot?
No, and nobody does. We're best pitcher in baseball. That's
that's all.
Because he's not an asshole. He's not an asshole. He's quiet. He just does his thing. He has a mustache this year, and we're all growing mustaches so that we can give Dylan Cease our support. But
that ought to do it.
We will still do the Starland Express, whatever this thing is. We will still do that. But I just felt that I had to put out there that I didn't realize that this was White Sox weekend. They come to town just once, James. I live here now. I used to go to White Sox games, a lot. I was going to say every night, but nobody goes to a base. You know what I mean? Who does that?
You're right.
Not even season ticket people go every night. I used to go see a lot. I have not been to a game yet this year, a major league game. I want to see my Rangers. I want to see my White Sox. They come to town this weekend. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. I'm definitely going on Friday night to see Dylan Cease, and I was thinking also going on Sunday. And I just wanted to throw it out there. If you and the kid, you wanted to come.
We do want to see Globe Life Park. I've told I've got to see it. I'm told by everyone who's been, I've got to see it. So, okay, you can talk me into going to a Ranger game. That's not too hard.
This could be, and also it's not like expensive. It's like the time. Like it's the time. If you're going to take your kids to a pro game, the Rangers suck. The White Sox aren't even in their division. So it's not like, there's no natural rivalry. There should be plenty of tickets at a very fair price available. As a matter of fact, on the website, tickets start at $9. So,
Oh, that's great. I was thinking when I first got old enough where me and my friends had cars, even though I'm from Tyler, we would go to Dallas for a Ranger game for nothing, right? Mm-hmm. And So we would really literally drive up there when we knew that there was a game, and this wasn't in the day where you could order it online or order it on your phone. You pretty much had to take your ass to either a Ticketmaster
or you buy tickets there. Just go to the game and buy tickets there.
So we would show up at the box office and we'd be like, "Give us your cheapest ticket," because we're literally 16.
Mm-hmm.
So they were $4, and it was at the old Arlington Park right before they built the one that they just tore down. And you would sit right out in the blazing hot direct sunlight on metal bleachers for $4 in the general admission. And so
August, just hot as hell.
Oh, it was pretty brutal, and the bleachers were so hot you couldn't sit on them. So I'm interested to find that inflation has kind of kept up with the cheapest seats at the baseball park. $9 now is about what $4 was when I was 16.
Yeah, and also let me tell you, that new Globe Life ballpark, that is a beautiful.
It's indoor, right? Indoor.
It's indoor. It's out there. I don't know. It's whatever they decided is that day. It's magic. It is the most curious ballpark in all of Major League Baseball, as far as I know. I have not been.
Why would it be curious?
Because it is on the outside the most atrocious baseball stadium in baseball. On the outside, it looks like a Bass Pro Shop. It's like, what is this? Is this part of a mall? Is this like an anchor store? Oh, I get it now. It's a Cabela's, or one of those like crazy over the top outdoor sporting goods stores. Bass Pro Shop. And then you get on the inside, and it's the nicest stadium I've ever been in the inside. It is the nicest stadium I have ever been. I've talked about this before. It is unbelievably nice in there. Looks really stupid from the outside. I mean, it looks nice from the outside.
You keep stressing that. It looks really stupid from the outside.
It looks silly. It doesn't look like a baseball. Like, you want to be wowed by your town's baseball palace, right? That's what you want. This looks like a Cabela's, but it's functional. And once you get inside of it, you realize it doesn't matter what this thing looks like from the outside. This place has everything you could possibly, every amenity. There isn't a bad sight line in the entire ballpark. There's elevators and escalators. Oh, it's fantastic. And it's cool. It's cool. It's a very cool ballpark.
It has my interest because I've always complained about going to the ball game. And really the old Texas Stadium as well is like, there's no climate control. You go on a hot day, you're just going to be sitting there in a sweat box. Like,
this one's got climate control. This one's probably got an air conditioning unit for every seat. This one,
right? And I'm just
I haven't been there in August. I've only been. I think the latest in the summer season I've been to Globe Life was in July last year. But yeah, it wasn't hot. It was perfect.
I'm getting so old and enough of a sissy that I really appreciate that, and that kind of makes a difference. Like, I'm more likely to go now.
It's 2022. What, are we supposed to watch these things the way they used to watch gladiators duke it out?
Right. What am I supposed to involuntarily sweat just to go to a major sporting event? No, thank you.
In 1998, Yankees were coming to the Metrodome to play the Twins. I took my dad. I called for the most expensive ticket. It was $20 behind home plate. Well, the most expensive.
20?
Yeah. What do you think the most expensive tickets for this weekend series against the third place White Sox and the lowly Rangers? What do you think the most expensive? What do you think they're trying to get out of somebody?
All right, so the dude sitting right behind the plate's paying $128. That's my guess.
Today? You mean like in today dollars?
Yes, in today dollars.
The dude behind the plate is paying $500 just to walk in there. Yeah,
really?
That's not. I think the most expensive seat was like a $600 all-inclusive VIP thing. But yeah, they're still trying to sell it to people.
Oh, up in the suite maybe, but no, a guy in a regular seat. Is it really $500 to sit behind the plate?
It's not just, yes, the seats are behind the plate, but it's not just that. It's like it's like a whole experience. Like, I think you get access to like a buffet or waitress.
Oh man, look at Michael's description. He says the Globe Life Field looks like an aluminum cooking pan with the foil on.
Well, it does.
It does. I like that. That's points. You get points, Michael. I don't know who's keeping score today. I think Outdoor Foods keeping score. Points for Michael.
Yeah, not me.
All right. Did you want to do a monologue?
Well, If you want to do a monologue, I suppose
I do.
I can do a monologue for you. We do a monologue every night. We didn't do a monologue last night. I didn't know if that was going to be a new thing. I'm glad to find out that the monologue's back. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Comfort Nest Lounge high atop the 1%er compound in beautiful Highland Park, Texas. I am your humble host, Pugs Moran. Please welcome to the stage. Give a nice Comfort Nest welcome to one of the icons, James Alexander Parker.
Oh my God, you're a beautiful crowd. Stop it. Economists are saying inflation. All right, you got it. Something going on here?
Yeah, I gave you the center stage.
Okay. Just heard a little extra noise there. All right, economists say inflation.
Yeah, well, I wasn't ceding control of the show until you had what you wanted, which is center stage. Now you've got center stage. We're all looking at you there. Am I looking the right way? No.
Thank you, Pugs.
We're all
You're
looking
a
at you
beautiful
up
crowd.
there in the big box.
All right.
Big magnificent Frankenstein.
Shut up. All right. Economists say inflation is driving up the prices of bacon, beer, and ice cream, or as I like to call it, breakfast.
Oh, man, breakfast.
Yeah. According to a new study, inflation is also making dating unaffordable unless your date's inflatable.
Oh, wow.
Because it shouldn't need as much.
Gotcha.
Doesn't really eat anything. In Alabama, a convicted killer, his name's Joe Nathan James Jr., no relation, was executed by lethal injection. He actually turned down a last meal before his execution, saying he was watching his weight.
I clicked it. There it is. 3-second delay on the booth. They had to decide if they were truly morally outraged, and they've decided they were.
I take it back. The crowd sucks today. In England, an employee at a pharmaceutical warehouse stole $50,000 worth of Viagra. Police say the thief is a hardened criminal. Hershey's is warning of a Halloween candy shortage. Just one of these supply chain things, Pugs. As it is, they're barely going to be producing enough candy to feed Pug's mom.
Look at that. That joke on my mom. I don't like it. I don't like it. Not one bit. I hit the wrong one there, didn't I?
Yeah, that's all right. So the Polish intelligence services, that's not a joke that they have an intelligence service for Poland.
Okay.
But they're reporting that Ukrainians are being tortured in Russian detention camps. Prisoners are beaten, shocked, and forced to listen to train records.
Drops Jupiter ain't that bad. I'll die on that hill.
It's the most overrated band in the history of music. A Virginia woman was grocery shopping when she found a live snake in a bag of buttered popcorn. Good news is that the snake wasn't venomous. In fact, technically, it's less deadly than the popcorn. It's an anti-butter joke. I'm sorry. Yeah. Rapper Mystical was arrested in Prairieville, Louisiana, on charges of rape. The 52-year-old remains positive, saying at his age, most rappers are already dead.
No, that's no way to look at it.
He's a glass half full rapper. In Statesville, North Carolina, a 36-year-old female science teacher was arrested for doing sex with a 15-year-old male student. And man, times have changed. When I was that age, my science project was one of those baking soda volcanoes. That's what I did.
It's relatable. That joke's relatable.
And finally, congratulations to Venezuela. Today's their Flag Day. And Venezuelans are going to be celebrating by barbecuing their pets.
Good times. All right, James, what do you got? You got anything for me? Let me make this fair. Let me make this fair. Equal show. There we go. There you are. What do you say, James? What do you got? Got something?
I have an idea for a topic that I'm going to seed in your head right now, and you're going to think about and get back to me like we did the things that bother me with white people. And I think sometimes this works if you have like 24 hours to just think about, like when you're driving around or pumping gas.
Oh, that's your way of saying I'm not quick-witted. Thanks, appreciate it.
No, it's also for the commenters and the people watching.
All right.
let it ruminate in their head. But something that it doesn't bother me, but I find it very amusing, is how much people are just absolute liars to your face. And well, like the number one lie is like when they text you, "I'm almost there." You know, like yeah, you forgot you hadn't even left yet. But
I'm 20 minutes away.
Yeah, and most of it's harmless stuff.
Away. You're a good hour away, but you're always 20 minutes away.
Lying pieces of garbage. But there's all the thing that the branch of this tree that I want to explore, and this is what I'm seeing in your mind, is how much people like lie to themselves too. And we are of course we lie to other people, but it's amazing how much you lie to yourself. You did it today, you did it yesterday, you're going to do it tomorrow. It's not just you, Pugs. It's Byron, it's Rosie, it's Fast Outdoor Food, it's Michael, it's Adam, it's Jeff. They all lie to yourself. You know,
you mean Ross or Rosie?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Ross Rubio.
That's right. Whatever. All right, continue. I'm intrigued.
So I'm going to start eating better, or I'm going to start going to sleep at a decent hour, or I'm going to drink less, or I'm going to stop dating toxic men, or I'm going to put my health first, or I'm going to, stop checking up on my ex's Facebook page, or, the lies that people tell themselves. I'm starting to really be amused by this. It should bother me. I just think it's funny. Like when a cat chases a laser pointer, it's like, haven't you learned by now that you're never going to catch that damn thing? It's not even something that can be caught. But they do it. And so, we kind of have the knee-jerk explanation for this. People do what they're accustomed to. Behavior is always out in patterns. It's all very cyclical. You kind of repeat the same mistakes that your parents did. And, there's just throughout time and cultures and geography, societies make the same mistakes over and over. And it's just like a manifestation of that. But that's what I'm talking about. These lies that we tell ourselves. I have like a mass of friends that are all telling themselves lies right now. And I enjoy pointing that out.
Okay. You got any examples?
Friend of mine says she's gonna leave her husband. Shut up. Shut up.
Well, okay, all right. So she's in an unhappy relationship.
Okay. My wife's best friend back in New Orleans, every 3 months on another diet, and every one of them, is just a damn lie. You're gonna do this for a couple weeks. You might even drop some weight, but no, this is not going to be any sort of long-term solution. You're not solving your problem here. This is a temporary fix to a problem that I've been witnessing for a decade and a half. So that always cracks me up. There's the people who I don't talk about exercising. Like I try, and in fact, I make a conscious effort not to talk about it. But for the people who find out that I exercise or I'm in some kind of shape, they will ask to join me, or they'll ask what they should do, or can I put together like a little plan for them? Because I was a kinesiology minor in college, and I personal training is something that I'm interested in on an amateur level. And
amateur personal training. You hang out a lot of rehab centers, do you?
No. But like when I tell people like I'm in good shape, but I don't work a whole lot at it. I've maybe put in like 3 hours of work total a week. I'm just very precise and efficient with my training, and I'm an inherently lazy person. So I've made myself a little system around that, and people like the sound of it, and I give it to them, and they don't do it. And they say they're going to do it, and they don't. So how many people have you heard they're like, I'm going to be a vegetarian, and they break it after like 4 months, So can we just cobble up a list of lies that humans tell themselves? But okay, I want to move off the individual level and go to a more macro level.
Okay.
Because my wife's really good at these conversations. So when Steve Jobs was developing the iPhone, remember they brought him back from Pixar. They're like, hey, the iMac's not doing so well, whatever. What's your idea? He's like, I want a phone, and I want to just have like one button on it. It can have like a couple of switches on the side, but in the front, I just want one button. And they're like, I don't know, man. The most popular phone in the country is a BlackBerry, and it's got a full keyboard and all. And the thing that people like about it the most is it has the most buttons, and all the other phones are copying it by putting a boatload of buttons on it. It seems the more buttons you have, the better you do. Steve Jobs was like, no, I still want to do one button. And so these executives around him, they paid millions of dollars for focus groups and studies and surveys, and all the focus groups came back and they said, when we asked people if they would rather have a full keyboard or one button on their phone, they all said full keyboard.
Full
It was like,
keyboard. People
yeah, it was
don't
like
know. People don't know what they
87%.
want. They know
Yeah,
what they
yeah.
have.
But they all lied, right? So that's one example. The other example is we are inundated with this, whether it's in TV or radio surveys, and all the research that's paid for that we're subjected to. TV was just as bad as radio. But when you ask someone if they want to see more negative political ads, everyone says no.
Right.
But damn if they aren't effective. Like if you go look at the market research when you run a negative ad, see if that doesn't move the landscape. Negative ads work, but everyone says they hate them and everyone says they don't want to see them. But when they see them, they're like, ooh, taking notes. And so there's all kinds of huge lies, bigger lies like that people tell themselves.
Well, okay, so I see what you're getting at here, and more in the macro. This plays into something that I'm fascinated in, and that is the programming, sociological and cultural programming that we all have. I believe that there are a great many things that we say, not because we've ever actually considered the subject and thought it through and decided for ourselves that this is how we feel. But enough people around us seem to say this about it, and that seems good for us. So we just blurt that out. That's what I mean by programming. You brought up a very good one. You get a focus group together and you ask the focus group, do you like negative political ads? Well, no, because we've seen nothing but pearl clutchers on TV lamenting the damage that negative political ads do. And so everyone has been programmed over 30 years to be, I'm so tired of the fighting. Oh, but if there's a fight, they'll tune in. They'll be right there tuning in for that fight. But I don't like the fight. Oh, but you give me a debate where people are actually throwing those Trump debates were the highest rated debates because people, it turns out, they like that kind of shit. That's all programming. Another example of programming we talked about here on the air. When a child says a swear word, the parents freak out. I don't know why they're freaking out. I believe that's another example of programming. Kids can't swear. Why? Because kids can't swear. But really, why are we limiting this sort of expression in them? Because kids can't swear. So, a lot of what you're saying, are we lying to each other, or are we just programmed to go against our native instincts? I think that society and culture programs us all to an extent on certain things that give us shortcuts so we don't have to contemplate the difficult issues. And maybe
I hear you.
Itself as lies.
Yeah, I hear you on the shortcut one. And one of the ways this sort of line of thinking that we need to identify and apply for purposes of the show is when surveyors go out there and they tell people or they ask people, what are you looking for in like a radio show or a talk show? If you ask, hey, would you like to talk about abortion and religion and what's like another just totally divisive topic, everyone would say no, I don't want to hear about divisive topics. But damn it, when they're flipping through the radio dial and they hear an abortion debate, they stop. They do not change the channel, and they definitely don't want to hear that Justin Bieber song again for the 18th time today. So,
I don't know. I think they still want to hear I think that people in general have far too much faith in their fellow man. I think that's always been the problem. I think that we overestimate one another. I think we overestimate the native instincts that we all have to fight off in order to fit into a civilized society. I think you can never go broke underestimating the average man. There you go. There, I've said it.
Half people are below average. That's what Matt says.
Yeah. All right, James, do me a favor. Tell everybody about Florida stories. I got to go let the dog in real quick.
All right, Florida stories. We are now up to episode 108. And Florida Stories is where I take some of the craziest, not all of them. This is not a comprehensive exercise, but I take some of the craziest stories from Florida, and there's a lot of people that are doing weird iterations of it. This is mine. I tell you the story. I put a nice little summary on it. I put some jokes on it, and then I move on to the next one. It is heard live on Walter Sterling's Sunday show, Sterling on Sunday. It's on the Westwood one, bounces off their satellite. It's on like 100 stations or something. Didn't you look that up? Like, how many stations is Walter on?
Yeah, I don't know. A number of them. Yeah.
Okay, so it started off being a weekly bit on his show that's a national show 4 years ago. And then after I had 100 episodes, I'm like, I'm going to repackage these, because it's evergreen content. It's just as funny. The ones I did 4 years ago is the one I did this week. And so I put them up there, 108 episodes. And Pugs and I have been asked to be guests on his show this weekend. So this Sunday,
White Sox game. No, I'm kidding. I'll make myself available.
This Sunday, Pugs and I are going to be on the Sterling on Sunday show.
How exciting.
Well, he's on big stations because he's a bigwig and people know his name. So
what
he's
do they want us to do? What are we going to do? Are we just going to wax poetic about the world at large? What is the expectation?
I am not sure, but I'm going to ask him before we go on. What the hell are we doing? But the
hot takes, we got them.
The invitation happened during the show last night, so apparently he was tuned into what we're doing, liked what he heard, and wanted to share the love or something. I think that's probable.
All right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I mean, maybe I did say a bad word. I said one of the George Carlin words on yesterday's show, so maybe that's not it.
What did you say?
I said Sophia Loren's titty.
Oh,
yeah.
Come on, first of all.
I know. It doesn't sound so bad out of context, but it wasn't bad in context.
So bad. I didn't even hear it. That's right. I saw it in the chat room. Somebody quoted you in the chat room, and that's where I saw it. So I'm not worried about that. We swear all the time. Okay, so I got something I wanted to listen to with you. I wanted you to get your take on this.
Good. Let's go.
Today during the High Noon show, we were talking about...
Can you center your camera?
Your
face is like half cut off.
Yeah, I know. It's because... Here, that's good. Okay, because sometimes I sit over here because I lean in.
Well, and it's also like you crowd me. Like,
today during the High Noon show, we were talking about the passing of legendary Dodgers broadcaster Vin Scully, and I was talking about how all of these cities around America that have Major League Baseball teams have these iconic. Look, even Kansas City, you may not even think about it, but they have an iconic voice there. And I was talking about all that stuff. And I got into a conversation where I started to talk about Jason Benetti, who is the Chicago White Sox lead broadcaster. And he just signed a big deal with Fox to be like on there. He's going to do pro football now and like all kinds of stuff. He was at ESPN as well as the White Sox. Story about him got started because he has cerebral palsy. And when you see him in real life, it's like totally, obvious. That,
wait, hang on. As we learned on yesterday's show, he's a spaz. Is that the offensive interpretation of the word?
I think that I think that, people maybe have called him that in the past, but that's not what we were talking about here. We were just talking, this was just more about Vin Scully and Major League Baseball broadcasters. Okay. And I talked about him and his backstory and about how everybody loves him so much. And he's like 35 or something, man. And he's like super successful. And he can't walk and his eyes go in different directions. You know what I mean? He's obviously had challenges that you and I haven't. And he has laughed.
He's blowing my career away. What does that say about me? What a loser. We're such losers, man. You ever just feel like a loser?
Well, he deserves it because he is the best in the game at what he does. But so I had pulled up some stories about him and we were watching some videos. He does this thing on YouTube where it's an animated thing, but he voices it. It's like a cartoon where he basically just explains to parents and to kids about what being disabled is all about. And it's really good. It's really interesting. And by the way, I'll point out, we watched this one today. He agrees with me completely. When you see somebody with his kind of issues out on the street, it is perfectly okay to say, hey, what do you have? In fact, they like to talk about it. And he did an entire one about that, about how little kids will go, Mommy, what's wrong with that man? And inevitably the parent will go, stop it. And his whole spiel was about how, you can't, don't do that. This is a teaching moment. I'd be happy, it's not a big deal. Anyway, so I was looking through all of those things and I found something today that made me laugh. And I thought do you know who Bill Walton is? Bill Walton, the
basketball player? Yeah.
Bill Walton, big crazy Bill Walton. So Bill Walton and the guy we were talking about, Jason Benetti, they do a lot of college basketball games together for ESPN, where Bill Walton does the color and Jason Benetti does the play-by-play. So they're friends. They're good friends. And they're like this weird like tag team of like a young baseball guy and this old NBA icon. And They did a game last year, or maybe it was 2 years ago, in Los Angeles with the Angels, and Steve Stone, who does the games with Jason Benetti for the White Sox, couldn't make it. So Jason Benetti said, "Wouldn't it be fun if we went and got Bill Walton? Why don't I just call Bill Walton? Let's have Bill Walton, the NBA guy, come and do 9 innings of baseball with me. We're old friends. We have good chemistry. We do basketball games together. What could go wrong? Let's just have him in." Well, James, as the story goes, Bill Walton showed up with psychedelic T-shirts for everybody in the booth, like these weird White Sox tie-dyed T-shirts. He demanded everyone had to wear them on the broadcast. And he was tripping balls. Bill Walton did 9 innings of baseball while tripping balls. So we've got some video and audio of this. You want to see some of this? This is legendary.
How old? Wasn't Bill Walton like 72 or something? He's like my dad's age.
Yeah, this is like 2 years ago. This is 2 years ago, and I watched all 9 innings of it. And it is, among White Sox fans, it is one of those legendary games that's like, the Bill Walton game where he was tripping balls. All right, so let's just watch this. I'll pull this up.
This happened 2 years ago? Is this what you're telling me?
Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's just watch this, and let's just see.
Tripping on what?
Mushrooms.
Okay.
Is what he has supposedly copped to. Okay. But he showed, so you see the T-shirts he made everybody wear. First of all,
that looks ridiculous.
He shows up and says everybody's wearing these, man.
Wouldn't you be a little more low-key than that if you just ate a bunch of caps in the parking lot?
No fucks to give. It's Bill Walton, man. The guy is a legend. The guy is iconic. All right, so let's listen to Bill Walton tripping balls while calling a baseball game.
And this is my great friend, the true giant among us, a brilliant genius, one who's able to create beauty out of darkness. And your name?
It's Jason Still.
Okay, and so I'm Bill, and we're in California. What more could you ask for?
Your
White
name?
Sox and Angels at the Diamond in the park. I love timelessness. You're timeless.
Well,
I've been dead for quite a few years.
And we all may be by the end of the night.
You're very young. You have no idea what's going to happen.
All right, so this is a little speech he gave the team before.
A general idea of what happened yesterday, but today is your day to come out and make this incredible impact on the world and everything. And I am lucky to stand here today.
And you figured out a way. There's base hit.
We're on our way.
That's your guy,
Print
James
the
McCann.
banner. Is that the catcher?
It is.
I tell you, I'm not a very good catcher. I'm much better at getting high than getting low. Maui Jim. There's nothing like Maui Jim. Man, you're a good-looking dude.
Through that prism.
Yeah. Whoa, I love prisms. 4 balls, you get to first.
Yep.
3 strikes, you're out.
That's right.
Take me out to the ball game.
Yes.
I don't care if I never come back. That was his look at me. Oh, my gosh. He said, Walton, you are the slowest learner I've ever had.
That is legendary. The Wizard of Westwood, Bill Walton's college coach. Oh, God, why can't I think of his name? Wooden, John Wooden. And so now he's talking about the statue of Wooden.
He said, Walton, you are the slowest learner I've ever had. Look at him run. I mean, that is the epitome of Usain Bolt right there. He's not got to that point.
No.
Look at this defense.
Field from Trout. Garcia's not going to have a play.
Oh, my gosh. That's Trout swimming upstream, avoiding all the flies, and sending one ricocheting through the universe.
So what James tried to do
Through
is
the universe.
I came in
over the top.
Be a little more specific.
Yeah, but I didn't think you got me with the glove, though.
Why do you have to? It should just be body contact. What if as I come through this way?
Now he's arguing a call that they just
watched. Seems aggressive.
Then you're out.
I would say.
Out of the game. Here we go.
Beach Boys was my first concert.
Oh, the Beach Boys. Help me run. Bar, ran.
Just.
There it goes.
James,
there it goes.
Deep to left.
There it goes.
And gone.
It's gone. Oh, my gosh. You called the gapper. Is that what it's called?
That one you called.
I
to
called
Saturn.
the Grand Slam. Oh, my gosh.
Grand Slam?
Ricky in the Hall of Fame today after his contract extension. What a fantastic turn of events. If you love the Chicago White Sox, and I'm falling in love by the breath. I apologize on behalf of the human race for destroying your broadcast, and I hope I don't ruin your career, which I think I've already let that bus go by.
And they just for 9. Look, that is the official one that the White Sox felt comfortable putting together and sharing. But there was a lot more questionable, weird, rambling, tripping balls kinds of things from him in 90. It was great. I'm telling you, that's what baseball needs. Baseball needs fun, crazy, weird ass shit. There needs to be something for people to pay attention to. And that was interesting.
Well, my theory where I would like to see in the booth for NFL games, because you can do different audio options now that we have digital TV. And so you can have it be the regular game broadcast. You can have it be in Spanish. Well, I would like the Homer broadcast where one guy, like I would be the Cowboys guy, you would be the Bears guy. And we would go from broadcast booth to broadcast booth. And I would call my games for my team and I would be the dude to do it. And I wouldn't be this partisan, disinterested third party. I would be a cheerleader, and the guy in the booth next to me would be the cheerleader for the other team. And we would argue sometimes, and we would rib each other, and we will insult each other, and we will get mad at each other, or we will get happy with each other.
I always thought that was fascinating. Yeah, the idea of just having a booth calling a game between two teams, and one of the guys is
they're both homers.
Yeah. One of the guys is like an iconic player for one of the teams, and the other guy's an iconic player for the other. Like imagine. I'm trying to think. Are there any? I'm trying to think of any okay. So imagine a Cowboys versus
Phil Simms versus Troy Aikman.
Well, I was thinking Cowboys Bears, where it's like Jimmy Johnson and Mike Ditka calling the game, right? I mean, that would be interesting. Yeah. You would have one guy who is obviously, and then the other. Although Ditka would be difficult because he played for both the Cowboys and the Bears, but he's still a Bear guy. All right, what else? You got anything else, or you want to jump in? Should I jump in?
Just two quickies. I just wanted to ask you about. There's not anything suspicious about this Congresswoman being killed in a car crash.
Yeah, the Indiana Congresswoman.
Yeah, what's up with that? Did that pass like the smell test with you? Because I saw the headline but didn't read through. Anything weird with that?
Same thing. I just saw. I mean, people die. People die in car crashes.
The other one. Anything weird about Zawahiri getting hit with the drone missile?
Other than the fact that I thought we got him like 10 times. How many guys with names like that do they have over there? Seems like this is like the third time it's been announced that we've gotten this specific guy.
Well, I'm confused because I thought the Taliban took over, and isn't he the leader of the Taliban? So didn't we just kill the guy who took over Afghanistan, or whatever?
He is the leader of Al Qaeda.
Oh, okay. So not the Taliban. You're right. You're right.
The Taliban. The Taliban is the political organization. He is the military thuggery of the political organization. But he's not even like the ISIS guys don't like him. Remember, ISIS split from him, so he's not even like super powerful. It's not even like he's in charge of an Al Qaeda of 20 years ago. He's in charge of an Al Qaeda that's going in a bunch of different directions. The Al Baghdadi guy is the one that we're really afraid of now. He's in charge.
So we're just floating drones over these people and still bombing them. We pulled out, but we'll still float drones over you. Yeah, we'll pull out of your country, but that doesn't mean
easy peasy.
They never get a full night's sleep, do they? Just not with that.
No.
Man, I heard a really cool interview with the guy who worked the controllers on a different drone strike. I forgot which one it was, but it was one of the other guys that got blown up. And he was asked, how long is it? Do they hear the strike coming before it hits them? Do they hear the drone buzzing? And he's like, no. The drone's so far up there and so small that they never see the drone, but they have a camera on the missile strike that's about to hit them, and they can watch it up to the second. In fact, they have it all saved, and they'll slow it down frame by frame.
Technology. Remember, smart bombs 25 years ago were first introduced. Look at those things.
But he says
we couldn't direct them properly back then because we always got video of us blowing up a wedding.
Aspirin factory or something.
They seem to have the targeting down now.
Orphanage or something. No, but okay. So this guy interviewed a guy who just retired from flying drones and doing drone strikes. Said they watched the camera and he's watched it on a lot of drone strikes. And if they're in the car or somewhere where they can't hear, then they never know. They're dead. They have no idea. If they're outside in the open air, though, he will see everyone's head turn around
as it approaches
about half a second before it hits.
Yeah,
they all turn around.
Yeah.
So and awesome. From their understanding, it sounds like a buzz, like a whole bunch of bees just popped up behind you. So it's like a zzz, but you just hear it and they turn around like a half second. So they might hear it a whole second before they actually get blown up.
That's humane. That's quite humane, if you ask me. If you just take somebody out with, like right now, if I had a brain aneurysm right now and I just went, perfect. How that's totally humane.
All right.
So just say goodbye. Treat people the way you want to be treated. You know what I mean? Be a nice dude. You don't have to worry about ever saying goodbye.
Can I ask some not fun questions?
Sure.
How long are we going to do this? Just forever? We're just whoever the next leader of Al-Qaeda is, we're just going to keep drones. Because now we're not even over there. We're not in a state of war. 9/11 happened 20-something years ago. And look, I think we made our point, but are we just going to keep killing the leader of Al-Qaeda just for funsies from here on out?
Well, yeah, I mean, now we're working on behalf of the Saudis. I mean, that's basically, as long as the Saudis want us to keep cleaning up the neighborhood, we'll keep cleaning up the neighborhood. That's what this is about.
And I'm not necessarily against just kicking them in the teeth and then kicking them and kicking them and kicking them and kicking them. I love that part of it, and it does sound good. But just like I don't need to know where the rules are. Is there an end to this?
No. Yes, when they're all wiped, when that level of fanaticism is wiped from the face of the earth.
Well, you're never going to wipe fanatics off the earth. Are we just going to keep droning them?
James, it's the plan.
No, that's what the plan sounds like.
Yeah.
That's what is anyone even question this?
I don't know. How many millions did this one strike go? You can't possibly be concerned with that legitimately. Just the ones that all the waste, come on. This is a guy we've been going after. This is the greater good. This guy.
Well, look, if you are coming at it from the spending angle, this is probably the cheapest way you can take out an Al-Qaeda head. We don't even have any troops on the ground. We're just flying drones over an unoccupied country.
Easy. This is how we dominate. We really want to be America first. This is how we do it with drone warfare. I don't want to have the moral conversation with you because we're just talking about how to be the biggest bully on the block. Drones.
Yeah, but like drone warfare is kind of the good part about all this technology is we can go just harass a terrorist organization in their caves on the other side of the planet, and we don't have to send anyone's son from the Nebraska cornfields or whatever the metaphor is.
Nope.
We don't. No one has to die. There's not going to be one drop of blood spilled on any.
No political blowback. No civilian blowback. No civilian pressure on elected officials to look into certain things. So this apparatus, this military wing of our government is allowed to pretty much operate without any real oversight because there are no body bags coming back. So people aren't really, but this is the way to do it. They should have invented. People, they're probably like, we should have had this back during the Cold War. Would have been incredible.
I'm glad we didn't have this in the Cold War. What happens if we drone strike Khrushchev or Mao Zedong? Do you think that'll make the world a better place?
I don't know if it does or not, but yeah, I don't know. That was my thought on this guy.
Well, I'm not. I
don't know. It seems like we've killed him 3 or 4 times now.
Right. I'm not a pacifist, but I think I'm a little more anti-war than both of the major political parties. But I'm just want to throw it out there. Like, is anyone even given a rhetorical end to this? Like, where are the goalposts on when this ends? And no one's even talking about it. And I find that funny.
When everybody just shuts up and does what we tell them. That's the goalpost. That's pretty much the end game. I mean, that is essentially the Bush doctrine, and I support that. I think that if we're going to
both parties support it. Both parties are all on board with all this because Trump did it, Obama did it, Bush did it. We just love droning people on the other side of the planet willy-nilly.
We have got a military industrial complex that employs a lot of people and makes a lot of the gears of our everyday life turn. We have the world's largest defense budget. What are we going to do? Just sit on that? Why do we have the world's largest defense budget? Because we have convinced ourselves that we have the right to push our moral authority on everybody else. Okay, that sounds good to me. The American way of seeing things, freedom, opportunity, democracy, all of those things. Is that what we're doing? All right, so now let's take our giant defense budget and let's wield that moral authority on the rest of the world. That's what I believe. As long as we're going to charge this much for a defense budget, let's use it, because we're all telling ourselves that the American way is the only way. That's when the war ends, when everybody says, you know what? When everybody knows all the words to that Proud to Be an American song, that's when this stuff stops.
How come we just don't drone strike Kim Jong-il then, or Kim Jong-un?
Because we need bad guys. Come on, man. Vince McMahon.
Oh, which one is it? We don't need Zawahiri, but we need Kim Jong-un?
No, we need bad guys that aren't really of any danger to us. Kim Jong-un.
Zawahiri's not of any danger to us.
Yeah, he is, because he kills Israelis and he's trouble to the Saudis. So he's trouble. He's making trouble for people that, we don't. Okay. Kim Jong-un is completely feckless. He can, all he wants to, I'm building a rocket that'll hit San Francisco. No, you're not. No, you're not. The Russians don't even have ICBMs down. We're not even sure that ICBMs ever worked, because we never really had to use them during the Cold War. So stop telling me that you can pinpoint a nuclear missile from your little island nation or peninsular nation or whatever. And so that's why we have him. Putin's another good one. Putin's a big bad guy that we're creating again. Although he is kind of a bad guy, we need him.
He can't take over the second poorest country in Europe, though.
Yeah. Right? Well, that's the great reveal that nobody was expecting. We think, well, but Putin, he's the bear of the North. He's got that military. And we all believed that Ukraine was going to fall in days. Look at where we are. We're like 8 months later because we propped Putin up to be a big, scary guy. Because,
I certainly thought it would.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Honestly, the people that I'm more worried about are the people who live in the woods of Idaho, who do see these times as being an opportunity for them to change the fundamentals of who we are as a nation. Those are the people that right now.
But they do serve a purpose, because we're going to need those people if The Walking Dead happens, because they'll take out more zombies per person than we ever would.
Yeah, no, we're not, because they'll enslave us.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will. Have you never seen The Walking Dead? Don't you know how these bands of
Yeah, but we're in Texas. If Walking Dead would last for a week in Texas and we done kill all the zombies and get back to normal. Just wait for the rest of them to figure it out.
Hey, speaking of that, let's watch some videos. You tell me you think the zombies wouldn't stand a chance in Texas. Let me take you to my hometown. Let me show you what kind of shit the zombies would have to deal with.
Yeah, and that's one of the big plot holes in Walking Dead. It's how did zombies take over the south side of Chicago? Really? Am I supposed to believe that?
I don't know.
Am I supposed to believe they walked right through Alabama? Really?
Yeah. This happened today. I believe it's trending right now on Twitter. I follow a bunch of Chicago scanners and stuff like this. So here, I've got two parts to this. We've got two different angles. Weird. James, I want to play this for you. This happened just right there. This looks like Lakeshore Drive in Chicago. I've got two different angles for you. Let's play What the Hell is Going On Here? Here you go. Here's some...
it's a good title for a segment. I like that.
What the hell is going on here? And by the way, just let me say, the zombies will not stand a chance against this broad. What's going on here? All right, she seems to be in traffic right there. It's Lakeshore Drive. She smashed out, beating her with a hockey stick. Just beat. Oh, jeez.
Oh, that would break your arm, dude.
One more time. Let's watch this. Let's watch how violent it is. And shatters the window. What the hell is going on there, James? James, do we need another angle recorded by people in the oncoming lane?
I love the modern age.
We've got a different angle.
So great.
Not only is this a different angle, but it appears to me that people have gotten out of their cars now, and there are folks running around. We still see the big girl in the jack-o'-lantern outfit, the orange and black. She's wearing we still see her. Here we go. Let's see. Is this it? Yeah. Yes, it is. All right, here you go. Here's part two. They are now out of the car. Okay. All right. So.
Whoa! They're squaring up.
They are squaring up right there in rush hour traffic.
Oh shit!
It's weird to see two people square up. They usually don't know to do that. Yeah, they know the basics of fight etiquette.
Like I said,
or street fight etiquette.
The zombies are going to have to throw out the rule book because they're fighting a whole new breed.
Oh shit!
Well, here she comes. That's a AC/DC sweatshirt.
Don't worry, you can outrun him. I like how these guys are driving, so it's like they're on a dolly. Oh, you're in trouble. Oh, you did not want to go down.
No way.
I want to go down.
There you go. There you go. My hometown, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
Great camera work.
They now have floor shows for your afternoon commute home. There are little things going on the side of the road.
Hey, where's the local news director to hire that cameraman? Because they had the car rolling, and so it dollied with the shot. Right?
I've not been able to. There's both of those videos have threads that with hundreds and hundreds of comments. Nobody can give me any context on what's going on. There is nothing to tell. Everybody's just, making jokes and stuff. I want to know the story. I want to know what happened there.
Do you want to see random overweight girls fighting? Go to Bourbon Street in New Orleans. And it's not like a New Orleans thing. Most of the time it's a tourist or a local versus a tourist. It's not all locals doing that stuff. So I don't want to disparage the good name of the people of New Orleans. But I saw so many girls getting in fights in Bourbon Street. And it's funny how not violent it is. It's funny how they're just grabbing hair and they're trying to tackle each other and ripping
scratching,
shirts.
a lot of scratching and
a lot of scratching, and
almost no scratching when dudes fight, though. Almost none. Scratching is not going to be even defensive wounds. You're not going to get scratches when guys fight. Girls scratching.
Yes, less scratching happens in the male fights. But what happens in almost all male fights that you see in a similar situation is it ends after someone gets the ass whooped or gets flat out knocked out. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot of KOs in the girl on girl fights.
No.
And it's also funnier because the difference in the reaction of the crowd around. If it's two dudes fighting, this is serious business. Everybody needs to get back. In fact, a lot of people grab their drink and they just run away. If it's two girls fighting, a tight circle forms around them that's almost a barrier to their escape, and it is being cheered on more than it is being fleed.
The only reason to watch two girls fight in a parking lot is the off chance you'll see a boob. That's it. A boob will pop out at some point, and that's pretty much why everybody's standing in the circle. There's no real entertainment value.
Well, now your age is showing. If you see a fight in a parking lot between two girls, you pull out your phone, and you're about to get all kinds of Insta clout. It's going to be on Instagram or TikTok or whatever your jam is. If you're older, it'll be on Facebook like a loser. But you're about to get some views out of this. You can get some shares. You might even get to go viral. And if the boob does pop out, it's Yahtzee. You're gold.
All right. Very good. We're out. You got anything else? We got 5 minutes left. You got anything you want to close with?
I would like to pump Florida stories again. Hello, Chris.
Florida stories again.
Yeah. Hello, Chris Durham. This is a friend of mine from childhood that I hadn't seen in 20 years. But the Florida Stories podcast, wherever you're already listening to podcasts. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the iHeartRadio app, all the other ones. It's freaking everywhere. And I pay for it to be everywhere. So get it.
Jeff Ballard says he's 2 out of 4 for being knocked out in bar fights.
Oh, I hate getting knocked out in public. That's happened a couple times.
I've never been knocked out in public. It's not like, I've had my ass kicked in public, but I've never been knocked out. My head, it's like a Rottweiler head. I went through a windshield, took the top of my head off, crushed my skull, flew through the windshield of the car, all of that shit. It didn't knock me out. I can't get knocked out. I don't know.
Dude, I think I think I pretty much got knocked out for about 3 seconds while I was standing up. I didn't fall down, but I got punched and I just stood there. And the story I'm told is the guy got kind of freaked out because he gave you his best shot and then you just stared at him like a statue. I'm like, dude, I was out. I just had good balance, I guess, but I went dark for what felt like about 2 or 3 seconds, like like in Train Spotting when he falls in the
But you didn't have complete power. When the electric goes out, for that split second, the knees buckle, you drop to the ground right away. So if you were able to stand there, that means that you were on auxiliary power, but you were still operating.
Okay.
The wheels were spinning up here. It was going bing, 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 up here, but everything else was still, they like a hospital when the power goes out. They switched to auxiliary power. You were fine. Because if you weren't, you would have dropped. Your knees would have just buckled and you'd have crumbled like a building that's been, controlled.
Yeah, but your friends who are there like to tell that story. Hey, remember that time you got punched in the face at the Deftones concert? Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. It hurt. It hurt really. I had an egg on my head. And everywhere you go, you had to explain the egg on your head.
What'd you do? What'd you do that got you punched in the face?
I was like in a mosh pit and I bumped into someone's girlfriend. Except I'm huge, so when I bump into someone's girlfriend, they go flying and they fall over and hurt themselves. And so then two guys come up and one of them.
And you were kind of dickish about it. Yeah, you probably were.
Pretty polite about the whole thing. No, I don't know. Maybe I was a dick.
All right, James. There he goes. Bye. He just disappears.
Poof. Yeah, poof, I'm gone.
There he goes. All right, tip the show if you can. We appreciate it. That's how the show runs. So here's what's up for tomorrow. There will be no high noon show tomorrow. Oh man, I'm sorry, no high noon show. This week. I was either going to miss Friday or Thursday because of obligations that I have with the boy. The boy is coming tomorrow, and there's a timing issue. So I do apologize. There will be a pillow talk. We'll do pillow talk tomorrow night, and we'll do high noon on Friday. But I have kid things that I have to do tomorrow. So there will not be a high noon show tomorrow. I do apologize. Sorry. But we will do pillow talk. This show. My voice is not coming back, man. It is still sounding so weird. It's going to be a week on Saturday. Things are going good. It's gone. What? All right, guys, I gotta go. We will see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for more pillow talk. No high noon tomorrow. My apologies. High noon shows will return on Friday. And the next show you'll get will be tomorrow night. Pillow Talk, 9 p.m. Central Time. Me and Parker. Bye, everybody. I don't need no 401. I don't have the greed. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. I can smile a little now, things are going good. I always had to be on guard, that is understood. Down the road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest. I am on a never-ending quest. I am on a never-ending quest.